There is a blank X's improvement or percent improvement. This is a lot of questions about binocular versus monocular, right?
There is, which is definitely important for part 1 of boards to be aware of. You look at the outline, there's a lot of binocular vision components to it. So on this one, it's just looking to see how much better are you with 2 eyes instead of 1 eye? Why did evolution give us these 2 wonderful eyes that are straight ahead and not on the sides of our heads to pick things up? And while it's typical you might want to go and say, well, you have 2, so it's just going to be double, it's actually not going to be that way. It's going to be around like a 40% or
I was going to guess 50%. Let's take a look.
45?
Oh, 40%. Nice job. I love it. All right. Ooh, probability or neural summation is the degree of improvement. The degree of improvement.
Expect by using 2 eyes without considering a binocular combination of information. This type of summation depends on statistical information to explain binocular summation.
If you say statistical, I have to say probability.
I know, that's what I was leaning more toward.
If it's not probability, I'm going to lose my mind.
All right, good. Our minds are not lost.
Our neural is not lost? Okay. Oh, no, another question.
I'm going to guess neural right off the bat.
It's got to be neural.
Not going to be neural.
Moving on.
Not even going to read
it. A test of...
Maybe we should have read the last one.
No, we're going to... Yeah, we should have. A test of neural or probability summation requires...
Stimulation of corresponding points. Test of summation requires stimulation of non-corresponding. The fact that it's asking for corresponding points, I would say those 2 have to work together for a neural wiring. So I would say neural summation for corresponding and then probability for non-corresponding.
I'm going to go down on the sinking ship with you because I agree with you if it's a sinking ship or... You're right. We got it.
Right.
I love it. Okay, very good. Corresponding points activate the same cortical binocular neuron. Oh, Fetchner. Under binocular conditions. Oh, this whole neutral density filter thing again.
Not under binocular unfiltered conditions alone. Well, the fact that it's a paradox.
Well, yeah. It would look brighter then, right?
That would be my guess, because you would think with a neutral density filter that it would make it look darker. But if you're asking for a paradox, then it's got to be that it's going...
Both eyes with neutral density, it looks brighter.
Yeah.
Right? Why is it a paradox then if it's darker? Even though 1 eye is penalized, it still looks...
brighter binocularly.
Wait a minute.
The question
we answered the wrong thing. We answered it for binocular conditions being brighter. So we were right. We just misread the question. We didn't take our time. So under monocular conditions, it looks darker. Take your time on exams. Read the question. Don't make mistakes like we just made. We had it right, but we wrote it wrong. Okay. Blank stimuli are only perceived by the binocular visual system and cannot be seen under monocular conditions.
Depth stimuli? Stereopsis stimuli?
Bilateral? Yeah, I like what you said.
Seems vague. Cyclopean.
Okay. Cyclopean. They're only...
Binocular.
But a cyclops has 1 eye.
Can we phone a friend with Dr. Vazadevin?
Yeah, we got to phone a friend on this one. All right. Oh, Emmett's Law. Is this Emmett from the Lego movie? Wasn't his name Emmett?
No, I'm thinking of one of my old band professors, O'Leary.
The perceived size of an object producing a retinal image of a given fixed size is proportional to its perceived...
A lot of perceived in here.
Depth? Is this a depth question?
Be my guess, because it's the perceived size of an object producing a retinal image. So if an object producing a retinal image of a given size is proportional to its... Yeah, I would say depth. Or distance or something.
Yeah, let's take a look. Distance! Nice! Wait, and you just mentioned band, right?
I did mention band.
There's a certain distance to the conductor, so like the trumpet players like me was way in the back. Where'd you sit? All right, distance.
Well, I was the conductor, so...
You were the conductor! There, so you had the perfect distance to see everything. I love it. And that was Emmett's Law. Very good.
Thank you, Emmett O'Leary.
We're just coming up with great ways to learn. The same...
After image viewed twice as far away will be perceived as being larger.
It's because it's twice as far away. You'll
Yep,
think it's larger.
Yep, and it's also because it goes back to the whole idea about the retinal space being used. It's the exact same space. If you go and draw that line, it becomes this cone going outward. So the further away you're looking at something, the larger it'll become. That's the whole, going back to vectograms, like silo, you have smaller in, larger out. It's all about keeping the exact same retinal space, but with how the eyes are perceiving when you're looking up close, it becomes smaller because the amount of space within that cone is much smaller. But when you're looking far away with diverging tasks on it, it becomes larger.
I love it. All right, that's a good one. Size
Blank.
is a perceptual scaling of a perceived size of an object according to its estimated distance.
Constancy?
Well, it's funny you say constant. I was going to say variation.
Yeah, variation.
We had two very opposite thoughts.
Your word
on
makes
this.
more sense.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's look. Constancy. Why was I saying? Okay, constancy. Let's just stick with. Even though the faraway car looks small, I know it is still car-sized. There's Emmett again. He's back.
Yeah.
Size, constancy, perceptual scaling, and perceived image. Okay, so we know a car's far away, but we still know it's not. It's still the size of a normal car. Okay, got it. Constancy. The blank effect is an example of shape from motion. One can infer from a moving shadow.
The object is not flat to the changing contours of the shadow as the object is rotated.
I want to say like Troxler, Pulfric. These don't make sense.
What's in my mind, but Pulfric is the phenomenon of like it moving back and forth. But that's the only thing I can think of. But also, it's not a Pulfric effect. So maybe Troxler.
Or there's like a. Let's look at it. Kinetic depth effect.
Okay, so roller coaster.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. Whoa, we did great. So we're at 12.4% mastery now.
Do you feel like a 12.4% master?
I feel like a 2% master. But you know what? As long as we're helping anybody else become a master, more so.